Angela's going to read from a 1952 paperback called Spring Fire by Vin Packer, aka Mary Jane Meeker. Now, this is often viewed as one of the first lesbian paperback novels and the beginning of the lesbian pulp fiction genre, a large one of which there was. It's the story of Susan Mitch Mitchell, an awkward, lonely freshman at a Midwestern college who falls in love with Leda, her popular but troubled sorority sister. Now, Spring Fire sold 1.5 million copies through at least 3 printings. These books were marketed at straight men, but we now know through a lot of scholarship that they were also eagerly consumed by women, particularly lesbian women, who spying the covers in drugstores and diners were able to decode them and saw in them an affirmation of sorts of their identity amid the incredibly stifling conformity of 1950s McCarthyist America. Thank you, Angela.
Thank you, Andrew. I personally don't think that you would have too much trouble decoding this beautiful cover. And actually, it's a very poignant little read. I'm just going to read a little scene between Mitch, as Andrew mentioned, his name is Susan Mitchell, and her great friend and lover, Leda. From the street along College Avenue, another voice called. Mitch brought the car to an abrupt halt, wheels squeaking and tyres scraping against the curb where she pulled in. "Hello, kid," Leda said, tossing her books on the seat. "I thought you wouldn't hear me. Hello," she said again, smiling at Mitch and touching Mitch's skirt with her hand. "I missed you today," she said, and the car started fast on the black pavement. Leda watched the girl as she drove. She had a mad, fleeting impulse to reach over and push the wheel so there would be no more. The day had been an agony of guilt and regret, but her need for Mitch was no less strong. Jan's face had come to her like a ghost, tormenting her with shame, symbolising the impossibility of Mitch and Leda and a love that was wrong. It was not even love. It could very possibly not even be love. But where Jake was plastic, Mitch, this feeling for Mitch, was wood. It was wood, and it could do everything wood should do: splinter, crack and burn. Now it burned deep near her stomach, and there was never that with Jake. There was a compulsion with Jake, a compulsion to be taken and used and discarded. And with Mitch, it was not like that. With Mitch, it was clean. It was impossibly clean. "Let's drive out to the farm road, Mitch." "Okay." "Drive fast, Mitch. Let's go fast." For that time before they reached the dirt road and swung off to the side near the pasture where there was space to park, Leda let her hair blow out in the wind and felt the crisp autumn air on her cheeks. Then, sitting there in the car with Mitch, she said, "I think this is peace, Mitch. I think this is what I always wanted." Leda talked like that, dramatically. Excuse the point of view shift, it happens quite a lot. As if each word swelled with significance and was true. Mitch saw her beside her and saw her head resting on the leather seat, sitting loose and relaxed, staring up at the sky and the way it looked after the sudden and short showers that came and went like that in the Midwest. She said, "Leda, did you hear something about Robin?" Segue. "Something, yes, something about staying out late and going off from the dance with one of the musicians. She's in for it." "It's not her fault," Mitch began, but Leda reached for her hand and said, "Don't. Let's not talk about the sorority and school and all that, Mitch. How do you feel about me?" Mitch stammered, I told you. I think that I love you." My God, think of the way people would talk if they knew. Leda, the fraternity man's little damn darling, and here she sits, wishing to hell she could reach over and kiss you. But she can't, because it's not right. Not here in broad daylight, not in the open. It's right in the night. Then it's right. Huh, Mitch? Don't get mad, Leda. I'm not mad, Mitch, honey, I'm not. I just wonder why I don't lose my goddamn mind. I just wonder why I'm all about and how you came along and gave me a clue. That's all. And I wonder about Jake and, oh, God. Leda, in class today, I thought about Bud Roberts. And I guess I thought if it hadn't been for you, if you hadn't cared, I guess I would have killed myself almost. Leda started to lean towards the girl, drew back when she heard the voices. Through the woods, a boy with a lettered sweater came, holding hands with a girl who was looking up at him, and they were smiling and pressing close to one another as they walked down the path and sat on the rock, back there with the road turned. From where they sat, they could see Mitch's car, and Lita felt a swing of shame and guilt ride through her. She snapped the radio on. God, she said, it really is muggy. Out here in the damn country, it really is muggy. I thought, Mitch said, that it was sort of fate, like what happens Sunday morning. I needed someone so badly. Mitch's confession seemed ludicrous and unholy to Lita, there with the boy and the girl behind them. She wished she would stop. The presence of the couple that had come through the woods inhibited her and made her nervous. She began to hum slowly to the music on the radio. Do you feel that way, Lita? Mitch leaned close to Lita. And Lita pulled back and sat near the door. Let's drive back to the house, she said. I've got a pack of mail waiting for me. Do you want to go, Lita? Why not? She could see them through the rear mirror. Can't stay here all day. I thought you liked it here. Well, I want to go. Can't stay in one place all your life, kid.
I believe